I'm still one of the survivors in this industry. I started in August the 8th, 1983. I opened up a video store in Mount Alexander Road in Moonee Ponds. I moved away from the video store and started focusing on distribution. One of my first purchases was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Was this the beginning of Force Video?
This was exactly the beginning of Force Video.
They call us tapeheads, a nostalgic breed of video hoarders. I'm on a quest to find some of the biggest physical media collections in the world, to find those long-lost films that have only survived on the VHS format. So join me and my crew as we take a look at some of the most insane collections. Dust off those VCRs, it's playback time.
With VHS, we had, I could say, a good 20 years of the industry being stable and reliable. It employed a lot of people. It made a lot of work for everybody. You know, from your printers who printed the slicks, the plastics, salespeople, the video store owners, and the distributors and the filmmakers, which all benefited directly from VHS. And the producers of B-grade films and these sort of small independent films, they all got money. They all got paid from VHS. And we had a really brilliant model to work with, and people were investing in making films, and everybody was making money along the way. I'm still one of the survivors in this industry. I started in August the 8th, 1983. Always had a good memory for films, so I thought there's an opportunity there. So I opened up a video store in Mount Alexander Road in Moonee Ponds, and I called it at that time Space Age Video. People started coming in straight away because everybody that bought a VHS or Betamax in those days, the first thing they wanted to do is feed that machine, so they'd be in the store every day trying to rent as many movies as they could. There was a joke we used to say, you could rent a film about two flies walking up a wall and, it'd still make money out of it, because they didn't care how bad those films were, they'd still wanted to feed that machine because, that's what they bought that for, and they were expensive. Ranged from $2,000 to $3,000, those first machines. So you had to get your money's worth back then, Yeah, so those days you really couldn't do anything wrong. We bought every new release, no matter what it was. And we bought multiples of the blockbusters. Everything that we put on the shelf made money. There was very few that didn't. The expenses were high because the movies were ranging from $60 to $100. I changed to Video Easy in 1987. I kept the Video Easy store, the one in Moonee Ponds there, until 2003. Some of these stuff that we had in the video store. So we used to keep spare copies of the cover art, the slick. We used to file because in case you got something damaged or whatever, you'd have a spare one. Look at that. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, the Thorny Mine release, the animated.
Yeah, it's the animated version. I moved away from the video store and started focusing on distribution.
Was this the beginning of Force Video?
This was exactly the beginning of Force Video. One of my first purchases was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a bunch of other B-grade films.
What films were they? Do you remember?
The Jackie Chans, and I remember the names of those: Fearless Hyena, Shaolin Wooden Men, New Fist of Fury, Snake Crane, and then there was some others which were kung fu films, Hong Kong kung fu films. One of them was The Challenger. Peking Man was another one. Texas Chainsaw was one of the biggest ones that I had, and that one just got bigger and bigger as time went on as well. Its reputation sort of seemed to build, and it sort of carried me for a lot of times for all my mistakes, because every time I bought a bad film, I just re-released Texas Chainsaw Massacre and make up the money that way. Over the time, I got all my money back and more, As time went on, those Jackie Chan films did better than at the beginning. And when he went to Hollywood and did more Hollywood films, I'd regurgitate the old Jackie Chans and they would sell again and again. I renewed the license and just kept them going forever, you know. Dune was another one that did very well for me as well.
Evil Dead would have done pretty well too, I imagine, wouldn't it?
Evil Dead I didn't have as a license, I had it as a sub-license. There's a company called Film Pack that closed down and I took over distribution of that for about 2 years. Yeah, the beginning of the end of video stores was when DVD came around, you know, because the technology made it so much cheaper for physical product to be produced. By the year 2008, you could see the new technologies coming in as well, and that was all internet-based and so on. So the model started to fall away and break apart as soon as the internet started being significant and people found it so easy to pirate. DVDs were easier to pirate compared to VHS, and the quality was standard across all DVDs where VHS deteriorated. So that too was the end of the video libraries and the end of that model. By the time you got to the internet and the downloads, a huge percentage of that money was not circulating back to the producers. You were sharing the entertainment dollar and time with social media, pirated movies, internet time. So you had not only was the pirating an issue, people's leisure time was now split across other channels of entertainment that came available to them. And basically that's what really killed the video stores. VHS and DVD is probably my best time because I had a lot of catalogue which I sold on VHS, made good money out of VHS, but then we regurgitated it all over again on DVD. So all those titles were revitalised again and collectors started buying them, and DVD was more of a retail item rather than a rental item really from day one. People used to buy them, just put them on their shelves and not even open the box, you know. There was good days.
Coming up next on Video Hoarders.
I used to be a big believer in doing nothing. I still am, in fact. And when you do nothing, you get bored pretty quick. But then they've got this thing called TV and movies, and so you use those to fill up your time of doing nothing.
This is insane. I don't even know where to start.